Fellows and members of the Royal Australasian College of Physicians, guests, ladies and gentlemen, there are many things to thank you for your attendance at the Congress, to all the people, and in particular at this moment, for all the participants in that last session. I knew that David would bring some unusual ways of presenting new knowledge and new ways of thinking, and indeed he's done that. I think that's the first time that we have had a policeman at an RACP Congress. And I think it illustrates the great richness and our understanding that we very much need to be part of our communities. So, thank you for attending. Thank you to everyone who has contributed over this Congress. Thank you, of course, to the lead fellow in the Congress Program Committee. Dr. David Beaumont has made this Congress a great success. It's been different, it's challenged us, and I think we will all go away with a different perspective on the world. I would also like to thank the members of the Program Committee and, of course, many, many staff of the college. You have seen so many of them around the Congress in the last few days. You might not have recognised them all, but I think they've all been sort of called into service over the last few days. Thank you to the people who have supported and advised me during my time as President, and especially my successor, Dr. Mark Lane, who takes over from me completely now, not just in legal terms, ceremonial terms, but he really does from now on. I would like to express my complete confidence in Mark that he will continue to lead the college well. Now, we've covered a lot of territory in the last few days. We've investigated the risks and rewards of disruption. We've explored the potential and limitations of artificial intelligence. We've focused on so many issues, from Indigenous health, doctors' wellbeing, climate change, natural disasters, medical assistance in dying, to medical cannabis. We've asked lots of questions, many have been answered, and lots more have been raised. The work of the college is very much a work in progress. When I became president 2 years ago, I had several goals. Of course, our core business is education, and I wanted to support our many initiatives in that. I wanted our college to encourage more research and innovation, and we've done so, launching a new strategy for our foundation. Doctor wellbeing became a major issue last year, and we responded to this and now have extensive resources, and we have had numerous sessions and discussions on this in the last few days. I wanted our college to make a difference internationally, and we've signed a formal agreement that will see physicians from New Zealand and Australia help train physicians in Fiji, and that's just a start. I wanted our college to remain relevant to the future needs of the health system, and we've done so in one way by moving to a smaller skills-based board. And I wanted our college to address Indigenous health inequity in New Zealand and Australia, and so thank you for ending on that note. We went some way to achieving that goal with the launch of our first Indigenous strategic framework, but there's much more work to be done. Last night we had a dinner and I mentioned our work that the college did in Singapore in the 1960s. Now, I'm not quite sure that we're responsible for the prosperity of Singapore, but we've certainly contributed to the medical care there. The proportion of Singaporean physicians grew and the island nation achieved medical independence. We want to achieve similar outcomes for Indigenous communities in Australia and New Zealand. We want to improve access to specialist care, address and improve inequalities, and improve outcomes in healthcare. We need to promote and increase our Indigenous workforce. Indigenous men and women have the same potential to be fine physicians, and they should be identified, supported and trained. A great many good people have done a great deal of good work to achieve Indigenous health equality in Australia and New Zealand, and many of those doctors are in this room. But there are many other areas in which you have also contributed. And to all of you, I would like to say thank you, both for your contributions in your own communities, hospitals, and in your own personal lives in mentoring, training, and looking after our trainees. On behalf of the college, I say thank you to you. We're in your debt. In this and so many other areas, we've discussed all these things over the last few days. We started with convocations celebrating our new fellows and the achievements of some of our other fellows, and we end 3 days of fellowship and learning on a high note. As George has already shown you, there is more to come, and I also encourage you to come to Auckland next year. Thank you very much.
Catherine, on behalf of myself and all of us here, thank you for your contribution to the college over many years. May your life be a little quieter in the future.
Have you ever been to one of those movies where it finishes and the credits are rolling and people start getting up and walking out, and then suddenly they either show the outtakes or actually the punchline happens and then people go, oh, better go and sit back down again. And well, just don't rush off. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Hey, thank you so much for having joined us at this fantastic Congress. The quality of the speakers has been amazing, and the journey they have taken us on has been inspiring. And thank you for telling us how you felt about it and how much you've enjoyed it and how much it has impacted on you and actually really challenged you to think differently. I'd like to thank Professor David Galloway, the president of the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Glasgow, for letting me share with you a story that he told last night at the president's dinner. It was totally unscripted. He just said, do you mind if I say a few words? And he told us how much he'd enjoyed the Congress. And he was telling us about recently he'd been in Africa. And David, I'm sorry if I don't get the detail quite right. But he was working in Africa in the chaos of trying to deliver surgical services and manage crocodile bites. And in the midst of all this, he had a request for his college to sign up to an accord on climate change. And his response was, I can't think of anything, oh God, let's get this quote right. There might be something less important than climate change, but I can't think of it just now. That was his attitude to climate change. He said, I knew all about it, I'd heard all about it, but it was only on Monday morning that I realized just how significant this is. I have completely changed my view about climate change. Climate change is a health issue. Okay, for public health physicians here in the audience, they're going, duh. But for everyone else, actually, a number of people have come up to me and made exactly that point. So you did come with open minds and open hearts. Thank you. I'd like to do some quick thank yous. First of all, our exhibitors and our sponsors. Thank you very much to our Congress partner, Westpac. Thank you also to all of the speakers and the chairs, and particularly to the Congress Programme Committee who worked with me to pull all of this programme together. I'd like to also particularly thank the College Congress team, Kate Moore and her team of Lucy, Skye, and numerous other college staff who are here, and also the volunteers, the hordes of people in blue vests that you've seen who give up their time just to help you enjoy the time here. To SANE, our PCO, our professional congress organisers. And of course, this wouldn't have been complete without Jess, the audiovisual technician. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jess, and thank you, everyone. Now, it's my pleasure to be able to introduce Auckland 2019, Impacting Health Along the Life course. And actually, as of this morning, I can now confirm the dates. Get it in your diary, the 6th to the 8th of May. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing you there. The theme is exactly the same as the closing plenary, Impacting Health Along the Life course. And what we will do is to look at health from the perspective of the patient. As a college, we touch patients' lives from the moment they're born to the moment that they die, and every point in between. And sometimes, maybe from a medical perspective, we actually don't recognize that. The influence that we have as a college, as members of that college, but also the impact on their lives that everything before that has had. And therefore, we will be exploring that. But we will be doing it from the context of many of the kind of themes that we've been exploring in this Congress. So absolutely, we will be incorporating ourselves in that as well, the health of doctors. I've also been told that you'd like to hear more about medically unexplained symptoms and where we sit with that. And Lorimer Mosley couldn't come. We played the video of him and how he's got a great face for radio. And so, yeah, we'll ask Lorimer if he would come and talk to us as well. So we're going to have a great time. We've already started planning, and we'll be working in earnest to get ready for the 6th of May next year, just so that we can take these experiences further. So go back and tell your colleagues. We'll see you here next year, but make sure that you actually tell all your colleagues that there's a lot more happening at Congress now. I'd like to just close with the words of David Pension. There were a number of David Pension quotes that I came away with on Monday, but don't forget, we're all leaders. Get used to it. Thank you.